Ladies and people, I'm so excited to introduce one of my favorite palettes for fall, and this is the sleek IDivine palette in Storm. Ooh, I know, exciting, right? Like, I'm super excited about it. You know. Let me just show you guys, and I apologize, one of these did crack, and I repressed it. Still, it works like new. It's fabulous. This palette is absolutely amazing, and here is why. For fall, you have a very pretty cranberry color. This shade right here is like my favorite from the palette. It's kind of like a pink champagne, which is beautiful. There's multiple golds. You have mattes. Another type of cranberry kind of brown shade. You've got like a silver blue color. You have a green. You have a blue. And then two amazing mattes right here that are like black and then a deep brown. So amazing palette, and it's a super price too, guys. Like, I think I paid $12, I think, with shipping, so not too bad. You can find this stuff on Amazon if you are in the United States. Other than that, I think it is a UK brand, so if you live over there, you could probably find it at like your Superdrug store. I'm not really sure where they carry it over there, but this is just fabulous. So if you like the look that I am wearing and you're curious on how I got the whole thing put together, I'm tongue-tied. It happens every time I film a video. I think the YouTube gods are like just like throwing things at me at this point. But anywho, if you want to see how I got it, go ahead and, you know, keep watching. What am I doing? Anyways, here's the tutorial. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to do, scoot back a little bit, I'm actually going to use the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeshadow Primer all over my eyelids. So when I apply this, I do wait about a minute until it dries, just to be safe. I have made a few mistakes where I was in a hurry, and while it was still kind of wet, I applied eyeshadow, and that just made it kind of streaky and patchy, and that's not at all what we're going for here. So just pat it on, and of course let it dry. I'd say, yeah, about 30 seconds to a minute. Next, I'm going to use the sleek IDivine palette in Storm, which is another phenomenal palette here for fall. I hope you guys can see just how beautiful this really is. Yeah, amazing selection of colors specifically for fall and winter. I'm all over it. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and apply this very light shade right here, this light brown shade, to my crease area. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab some of that. I will be applying it to my crease area. I went a little heavy with this, actually, so don't be afraid to get a little heavy with it, of course. It blends out and it's very, very light. And blend it upwards and outwards, of course, like that. Next, we're going to grab another deep shade in this palette. It's a deep matte brown. And I will be applying this to the outer edge and about halfway on my crease, just to build a little bit of depth. And I'm also going to put it along my upper lash line as well, just kind of like a little bit on the lid, so basically the outer V. Blend it upwards and outwards, of course. Now we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. And I will be spritzing a brush and grabbing this very, very pretty pink shade right here. It reminds me of Stila's Kitten. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast. Kind of wave your brush around a little bit so that you don't like douse the whole eyeshadow in liquid. Alright, now that I have quite a bit on my brush, I will be applying this to my entire eyelid minus the very edge, like the very outer edge. We're going to be leaving that for a different color. So if a little bit gets over there, it's not a big deal. But just to show you guys, I tried to leave a little bit on the edge, kind of bare, where I did apply the outer V shade. Okay, now make sure when you apply this to go all the way to the crease. So that way it's going to look like a cut crease. It's going to be very clean, neat, precise. And then, this is where it gets even more fun. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit more of that deep brown shade just to kind of blend on the outer V into that shadow on the very outer edge. And for even more fun, I'm going to go ahead and grab the matte black shade in this palette right here. Now the blacks are always super pigmented, so just use a little bit at first. If you need more, that's fine. Just kind of grab a small amount. That way you have an idea and you can gauge like what you're working with and how much more you need. You could just add a little bit if you'd like. You could go super bold. This look is kind of dramatic. So I grabbed a decent amount of pigment by like dipping my brush twice. Now I am bringing a little bit of that black upwards and outwards. I'm going to be blending that. So it's just going to kind of blend in with the first shade that we used on our crease. It's going to have a nice transition. Now for that, what I'm going to do, let me find that brush. Okay. I am going to use a shade that's not in this palette. I'm using the e.l.f. Mineral Pressed Eyeshadow in Beauty Queen, which is like a very pale peachy pink. It's an amazing highlight shade, by the way. I use this quite a bit. And it's kind of broken too because I've dropped it a few times. I will be applying that right underneath my brow. And this is extremely pigmented as well. So if you apply a lot, that's fine. You're going to be blending it into that black shade. So I have here just a big fluffy brush. I'm going to go ahead and blend where those two meet. And if you have to add a little bit more black because you blended it like too much, like I just kind of did. I think I kind of did. I'm trying to look in the mirror here. Yeah, I just need a little bit. Then feel free to do so, because that happens. Awesome. So, here is the look so far. What I'm going to go ahead and do next is line my upper lash line. And I'm not going to do that on camera because I am terrible at doing that on camera. But I will be using the Intense Ink eyeliner from e.l.f. So, I'll be right back as soon as I get that rounded up and applied. Okay. So I went ahead and lined my eyes, at least the upper lash line. I'm just not good at doing it on camera because like I have to get really close to my mirror and then I'm like this and then I like stab myself in the eyeball and I prefer to have my vision. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. I'm not the one to do like a cat eye tutorial. I'm just not good at doing liner like that on the spot. I don't know. It's just a thing. It's a thing. Anywho, yeah, I did use the Intense Ink eyeliner, and I just did my upper lash line with that. What I'm going to go ahead and do with my lower lash line is I'm going to take the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeliner, and this is in Ash. I will be applying this directly underneath my lower lash line, and I'm going to smudge this out. This is going to help like smoke the look out a bit. It's going to keep it seductive, sexy, and still perfect for fall. So what I do to smudge that out is I take, let me find a brush. Okay. I take a small brush and I'm going to go ahead and just go back and forth with it to soften that line so it's not so harsh. And I'm going to make sure that it actually matches up with the liner. Awesome. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take a shade from this palette, and it's going to be the dark brown shade. So I will be applying that right on top of that gray, just to kind of add a little bit more depth on the outer edge of it. Awesome. Okay, now for some more fun stuff. I am going to take a black liner, which that is not black liner. Here we go. I'm going to use the Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner in Perfect Black, and I'm going to line my actual waterline with it. Like so. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to highlight, blush, etc. So I did already contour my face using the e.l.f. Pressed Powder in Cocoa. It's from the Studio line. I normally do that right after I actually apply my foundation. So I'm going to skip ahead to the blush, and then I'll do the highlight. For the blush, I'm using NARS Deep Throat, which is a very nice kind of light, almost an icy pink. I really, really like it. I feel like it's a perfect flush for fall. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the outer edge of my cheeks and bring it a little bit inwards. Always start on the outer edge of your face and bring your blush inwards, because it's easy to get carried away with a lot of products, and this way you can kind of gauge and kind of save it if you, you know, grab too much. So there's that. I went ahead and brought some inwards. A general rule is about 2 fingers away from your nose is where to end the blush. Again, faces are all different, so use your best judgment when it comes to that. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a highlight. This is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in Blush Gems. My lid broke, and I know I should probably get new ones of these, but I have so much product left and I use it like every day. Still one of my hands down fave highlights. It's dirt cheap, which is phenomenal. Tons of product for $3, guys. I swear, I've been using this for like 6 months, and it still somewhat has a dome, basically. So yeah, why not, right? I'm going to grab a little bit of that, and then I'm going to apply that to the top of my cheekbones, blend it into my blush, on my chin, Cupid's bow, on my schnoz. Now, I never really do my forehead just because I have bangs, and so when my look is finished, you're not even going to be able to see it. So no big thing there. Now I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and just kind of blend everything together to give it a nice, like, subtle look, more like a dewy, sun-kissed kind of, I don't know, just something on my face that makes it shiny, okay, guys? That has nothing to do with oil. So, anywho, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and finish the eyes up by using a mascara, which will be the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Mascara, because that shit is my jam, of course. I love it. Awesome. Now, I haven't decided on a lip color yet, so give me a second and I will be right back with that. Okay guys, so I think I figured out what I wanted. It took me a little bit to think. I've got like 50 nude lipsticks. I'm like, I don't know which one. Just grab one. I'm going to use a Colourpop Lippie pencil, and this is in Skimpy, which is kind of like a really nice nude. And I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with that. Awesome. Now I'm just going to use my finger actually to kind of blend some of it downwards. Taking a brush and doing it, I mean, you can. It's just very time consuming. Alright, so I'm going to use the Urban Decay Revolution lipstick, and this is in Native, which is a very nice, a very nice pink. It's kind of a nude pink. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. And then I'm just going to actually soften it with my finger. I know it sounds crazy. But that's just what I do sometimes. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys really like it. I am a huge fan of these sleek makeup palettes. I really wish that we had a store here in the USA where I could purchase them. So I have a total of 15 or I think maybe 16. I have one in the mail. I love all of them, but Storm is going to be one of my go-tos for fall, of course. Why not? It's cheap, it's efficient, it works. And you can actually do a lot with this. Just to show you guys the colors one more time. I mean, cranberry, you have a matte black, you have a deep brown, you have like a nice pinky shade, you've got multiple golds in here, a deep blue, a silver blue, a green. So much to do. So much to do. There's so many looks you can do with this thing. Again, definitely one of my favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you guys know how to reach me. And yeah, so thanks. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.